Morning, Donny Walker here. Saturday. Just at the shop here this morning. I'm setting up my tools to help a young fella out with a go-kart engine. This is a Vortex 125 Rock GP engine. Around 36 to 38 horsepower when they're tuned right. They got good rules to them. They're kind of what you call a spec engine. Right here it gives you all the on here, every drawing, the degrees of timing you cannot exceed of the exhaust port, booster port, main transfers, and secondary transfers. Your header size, your reed cage size, everything's laid out in the rules from the world racing here. Karting's a huge thing in Europe. These are made in Italy by a company called Donny kart Vortex engines. I'm going to show him how to port time his motor for legality. It should be, it's all stock, and that's the way they're supposed to remain. You're not allowed to grind anything here, but you can move the cylinder up and down with gaskets, different base gaskets, to get your timing a little different if you're not close. But this thing is pretty much right on to the rule spec. They do run a clutch, it's not direct drive, so these fiber shoes should be looked after as well. The head was a little under spec, so I brought my machinist block here, and then the young fellow that owns this engine, I'm going to let him sit on this chair here and work this head like this to shave it down some. We're going to get it down to 1 millimeter, I believe is the spec, and that's what we're going to go with. Okay, we're going to get it right close, just because you got to allow for a little bit of carbon buildup. But I showed him as well about carbon buildup. This header was just full of carbon, like it was a 1/4 inch thick. Like, that's disgusting. You got to take care of these things and keep them clean and tune them right. We're also going to go through this DeLorto 30 millimeter carburetor, which has specs to it as well. Certain pilot jets, certain needle on the slide, a certain slide, and then you also have your main jet is optional. You can use pretty much any main jet to tune it right. I had another sheet here I do somewhere, but anyways, it gives me all the specs and shows me all the proper jet sizes supposed to be in it. The pilot size, the choke pilot, choke size, yeah, an emulsion tube as well. Sorry, that's what I was trying to spit out. Here's the reed cage. You got to use the factory reed cages. You got to make sure it has their logo on it. Okay. Yep. These are the factory reeds. They got a little chip into the sides, I've noticed, so you should get yourself a new set of reeds. And some spare gaskets for this thing, some spare O-rings for the head and stuff. So yeah, I'm just waiting for him to come and give him a little lesson. I don't really do kart engines for people anymore. I used to do tons of them here. I had a Sun and boring bar in the basement, a rod pinhole machine actually, so I'd bore out cylinders to oversized pistons, right? Ones without a head, obviously. So I did tons of Yamahas, Pirellas, you name it, little Comer motors. It got out of hand though. I was too busy. Me and Johnny would work down here every night on go-kart engines, and then to go to the racetrack, and they'd blow up. Guys would lean them out too much, so we'd come back and throw another piston in. But today's motors, being water-cooled, are so much more reliable. You know, as long as you have the water in and it purged right, and jetted right, you shouldn't have a problem with your motor. Not like those old Pirellas you see over there in Yamahas. That Pirella is actually liquid cooled. Alright, just waiting for the fella to come now and give him a little lesson. Then he can maintain his own. He's got another motor that he wants to rebuild, so then he can figure out how to do it. So hey, no saws today, but might work on some a little later. For solid wood, sticking knives, rubber on the road, go-karts. Check out the walkersawshop.com online store. It was Johnny's birthday yesterday. Bought him a cake at work. Had a little party. Well, not really. Just had some cake. So anyways, have a good day. Bye.